There's not enough like selfless players that will do the dirty work for the team to make the stars succeed, and at the same time, a lot of teams will scapegoat like a player like that. My role in the team right now is just I'm the in-game leader, and I used to be the opper, but we switched that to Mitch, so it's a little bit easier on me. Outside of the game, I'm more like, try to keep people kind of like motivated and just like more serious, because you know, sometimes people kind of get in their own head, and I just want people to be confident in what they do. I mean, I've been around the scene for quite a while, so most people will ask me, you know, questions about how things were, how to improve stuff. I pretty much started becoming an AWP player when I first joined Nylum, because we had a player on our team, he didn't like opping all the time. People don't get it that like anyone can pick up an op and do good, and then keep opping and keep doing good. But when you start doing bad and then you start just switching to a rifle, it screws up kind of like the dynamic of like map. Like the op is used for like map control and other stuff like that. So if you just decide not to do it, it kind of changes the way that you're trying to play the game. On this team, they wanted me to call, so eventually my coach actually was just like, look, you can't op anymore, like we're gonna have to have someone else do it. And no one wanted to do it either. Like not a single person really wanted to do it. Actually, Roka wanted to do it, but we're like, nah, you're not allowed. Like his rifle was too insane that there's no point, so. I think people got this like misinterpretation that I like to just force buy all the time, and that's because like back on C9 was when CZs were super broken, and M4s on CT cost like $2,900, and they were just insane. So it was just like, you just bought a lot and just did kind of like puggy stuff. I guess I kind of call like Kerrigan, I guess, in the sense that I like to do some set plays, but I also like to give players freedom to like kind of make their own plays. I'm not gonna lie, it's not like I will say you can do whatever you want, but I do like people having like their own freedom to go for a kill if they think they can get it. I'll be there to kind of like control the group. So I'm like more, I'm always in like the kind of the pack, throwing, you know, flashes and making sure the trades are happening. And it's not the hardest role in the game, but I do think it's very important that you have someone there that's going to make sure that someone doesn't die for no reason.
Roka taking a little bit of damage before he's finally been put down by Dozier. SEMPHIS dinks one, now down to a one-on-one.
Just very around. They're coming in from behind. SEMPHIS has the opportunity to end this right here. And with that, Splyce picks out the round on the back.
I think the main difference between like NA and EU like playstyles is more like teamwork oriented. It's not so much skill. Everyone can kind of aim at the high level, but you know, Europeans and Brazilians are kind of similar in the sense that they'll set up their star player, of course, and they do that a little bit better than I think some NA teams do, but they also are more willing to have one or two players like die for the team for like a cause. In NA, they'll like, everyone kind of doesn't want to do bad, right? They all want to do really good, and I played with a bunch of different players, and even if you win 16-5 or 16-10 versus a really good team like SK even, the players will be sad if they didn't have a good score, right? And it's like, you shouldn't really be thinking of the game in the sense of like, I need to do good. It should be, I want my team to do good. And I think that's like a huge problem, is there's not enough like selfless players that will do the dirty work for the team to make the stars succeed. And at the same time, a lot of teams will scapegoat like a player like that. They'll, oh, we're doing bad, well, we got to remove him, and they'll bring in someone that's like more skilled. But all you're doing is you're just creating a team full of superstars that eventually someone's going to have to do the hard role, or the role that no one wants to do. There's not enough roles to go around to make everyone top 5.